Oh.
Ready.
Oh, don't do that. This is our grandmother, and she lived to be 82 years old, and she lived with us until she died. Our grandfather, William, he was one of 7 brothers. He had multiple strokes, and he was unable to work or do much of anything at that point. So our grandma had to support our mom, who was in junior high school. Grandma always baked bread. And her neighbors said, why don't you sell bread to have money to live on? So she started doing that, baking bread. This is one of her bread pans. She was selling so much bread that she bought trucks, delivery trucks, and delivered. It was Bigelow was her name, last name, Bigelow's Home Bakery. And she did that for, do you have any idea how long, Sally?
No, and you lived in the house, right?
Over.
Yeah, we did. We lived in the house where the bakery was in El Dorado, which is right outside of Altoona. And she did that until Mother was through nursing school.
And she always baked our bread.
She did. She baked all of our bread.
The neighbor kids would line up at the back door when Grandma made bread, and then she'd put butter on it and brown sugar, and the neighbor kids would get a piece of bread, and they still talk about it now that they're grown up.
The recipe I'm using is one that my mom used. And this recipe calls for about 12 apples. A lot of people buy their apple pies. They're not like homemade. And that's how long it's taken me to do one apple. And the recipe calls for half a cup of sugar. And I'm adding some cinnamon. You want to taste one?
Sure.
Taste test. So this starts out with 2 cups of flour. And then I need a half teaspoon of salt. It also takes a half teaspoon of baking powder. It's going to take 3/4. This is just vegetable shortening. You can get shortening that also has meat fat in it, which is really good. I mean, it tastes really good, but I know it's not good for us, so I don't use it. Yes, that's in your gene pool, high cholesterol. So, something to look forward to. Don't want big pieces. So now I have to add 3/4 of a cup of cold water. And then work it in. Oh, and now I have to add 2 egg yolks. Most recipes do not, for pie crust, don't call for eggs. Separate the eggs and put the white and save it for something else. And so we have a history of bakers in our family. This picture shows baby dancing and her mother, and I'm her grandmother, and this is her great-grandmother.
Ooh, it smells good. I can smell it.
That apples, it does smell yummy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely rustic.